Hello and welcome to Talking Games. Just finished West Ham United 0, Watford 2. The chance of going 6 has escaped West Ham just prior to Christmas. Tom, the first half, there wasn't much to talk about. There was a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Unfortunately, Balbuena gave away a penalty, but apart from that, there wasn't much to separate the sides. But Troy Deeney obviously took the opportunity from the spot, and Watford were 1-0 up at half time.
Yeah, it was a beautiful penalty, to be honest with you. I've heard it was a penalty, so we had to. But to me, Gio, I think the referee had a bit of a poor game in the first half, to be honest with you. I mean, penalty aside, the free kicks that we actually got given in the first half, I think they were like 7-8 yards away instead of sort of given 10. So I think it's pretty poor from the referee, to be honest with you. But look, there's no rights about the penalty. I've heard it's penalty. He injured himself doing that as well, so he stayed on for 5 more minutes, I think, and come off. So a bit disappointing, on a bit of a roll, 4 wins in 4, and it turned over by Watford 2-0. They're part of a bogey team, one of the bogey teams really, Watford, aren't they, really? So a bit disappointed, but it is what it is.
Bez, what do you make of the first half? Went in 1-0 down. 4 wins out of 4, but if you were to take the first 45 minutes and show someone that's not watched our last 4 games, you wouldn't know we'd won 4 out of 4, would you?
No, not really. I think it was quite disappointing, to be honest. I was expecting a little bit more from us. Watford always looked in control, in my opinion. We were obviously the home team, but I don't know, they're clear-cut chances. They always found areas in our box where they could penetrate. The penalty was a penalty, in my opinion. Balbuena kind of took one for the team, but obviously Harvey Price, aka Troy Deeney, did step up and he took the penalty. So, it was an unsavable penalty. Don't take anything away from Fabianski, but yeah, well done, Harvey. 1-0 to you.
Oh, for God's sake. Tom, how did Watford do to us in the first half? In my opinion, this is what happened. I think what Watford did, they were clinical. They got a penalty, but it was a penalty, in my opinion. There was no doubt about it, and I thought it was quite even. It was a little bit of, we had a go, they had a go, and I felt like Watford almost did to us in the first 45 minutes what we've been doing to Fulham and Cardiff and Palace.
Yeah, I think that basically what Watford did today was what Fulham couldn't do last week. They created the chances, but they finished. And I think whereas we didn't play maybe the first three wins against away opposition, we won, and we won in convincing style. I think against a team like Fulham we struggled, and like you said to Bez, it wouldn't have suggested that we'd have won 4 games on the bounce. When we played today like we played against Fulham. I think we got lucky against Fulham because Fulham could not convert, but unfortunately when you play a team against like Watford, they will convert those chances when they're through on goal and penalties and stuff like that. So it was a winnable game today because Watford haven't been great away from home this season, but like I said, they converted the chances that perhaps Fulham couldn't convert last week, and we overall we weren't the better side today. It was Watford that were on top for most of the 90 minutes.
Bez, in the last few games we've seen a different West Ham coming out in the second half against the games we just mentioned, Palace, Fulham, Cardiff and Newcastle. Would you say that we've seen a different West Ham in the second half today, but we just didn't convert the chances? Antonio hit the post, Antonio hit the bar, Ben Foster made a couple of really good saves, especially one from Snodgrass, which you wouldn't really expect him to make. Were we unlucky not to go 1-1 before Watford got their second?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously if you take your chances, it could have been 1-1, it could have been a different game, but at the end of the day, I just always felt that Watford were a better side and they created better chances. No questions of it. They come here today, and I'm a bit disappointed. I just felt like we could have done a bit better. We did have chances to change this game, and we did have chances to score. Hernandez missed a little fluff shot early on in the second half. If he puts that in, then the game changes. But Fabianski made some great saves again, kept us in it. He couldn't do nothing about the second goal, and yeah, fair play to Watford. They went on and won it. I just felt that we just didn't look like we was ever going to get back into the game. I know we hit the post and we hit the bar, but some of them, one of them was from a corner. The next one was kind of a header that was a great save from Foster, and then it hit the bar again. It was just, I don't know, for me they were just half chances. We didn't make any clear one-on-ones, so it was just a bad day at the office, as Sean Wallace would say on The Chase.
Well, we were pushing Tom, and Watford went down the other end late on and sort of wrapped up, if you like, Pereira making it 2-0. Watford. Was that literally just a difference between the two sides today, Tom? One team took the chance, the other one hit the frame of the goal and came up against a really good keeper on his day.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue that. Yeah, they took the chances. But let's be clear. We give them a penalty, and the second goal was it was a well taken second goal. So they did take the chances only because we give it to them. And to be honest, and I personally think that the referee had an awful game, Gio. I'm not going to keep banging the double drum. I'm not going to blame the referee for the fact we lost, but he had an awful game. When you got a referee that's that inconsistent, he shouldn't be managing at the top level. It's absolutely shocking, to be honest with you. I don't think he gets away with it. I mean, look, was it Lee Mason? It's awful. Absolutely awful, mate. I mean, I don't know, you can't count to 10 to give the ball the correct distance. I'm not going to say it's make a difference, but...
It was 3 times though. It literally three different free kicks. Like it was 8 yards instead of 10. I mean, it's just schoolboy stuff, you know. It's just
booking people and he didn't book, and then he booked people that he should. He just had a shocking game, mate.
I don't disagree with the bookings, to be fair. What I'll say with the free kicks is it's not that he caused us to lose, it's that he didn't help us to equalise, if that's the difference between the two things at all. I thought that Lee Mason was terrible today, all over the pitch. He wasn't in control. I think both teams...
He's not a Premier League referee, is he?
No,
he's not.
Well, he is, but
he's not. Let's be honest here. You know, he shouldn't be in charge of any more. He should be demoted to League One, League Two, if not Championship, and he should be made. No, he should be made to sort of like penalised. He's not a Premier League standard referee.
I don't think we should blame Lee Mason for this personally. I think Watford.
I'm just saying he had a bad game.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But I just think we're talking about Lee Mason too much, and I think we need to give some credit to Watford. To be honest with you, I think they turned up the game plan, and
they turned up the game plan. Like, you know, they've turned up solid. You know, Troy Dean always does well against us, steps up his game. They've done superb against us. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, when you have a referee that is a poor game, it doesn't do you any favours at all.
And it always seems like Lee Mason. No disrespect, you know, this is time and time again. This isn't the first time we've stood here and we spoke about Lee Mason spoiling a game. There's 2, 3, 4 and 5 times that this is happening now. This is a common error with Lee Mason, and like you say, I'm not blaming him for losing today. We needed to step our game up, but he didn't help the situation.
I just think if you watch the preview, we were quite complimentary of Watford. I just think our luck ran out, to be honest with you. I think we got off with the last 4 games. And today our luck ran out, and we just didn't put our chances away. At the end of the day, we hit the crossbar, hit the post. Ben Foster made 2. You know, saves that are worthy of match of the day. Fabianski made 1 as well.
Yeah. To be fair though, I mean, it's no fluke in the Premier League when you win 4, 5, 6 games on the bounce. And Watford were a great side to start the league this year.
Yeah.
You know, it was only like us, we lost a few games as Watford did, but you know they're set up perfectly under Javi Gracia. They've obviously done their work in training this week to get ready for a game like this, and they executed their game plan perfectly.
The other thing is, I'm not angry about today, despite the fact we got beat. It's not because of the 4 wins on the bounce. I'm not using that as an excuse to get off or get beat today. I thought we tried. I thought all the players on that pitch today, the subs and the starting 11, I thought they gave 100%. I thought they were all grafting, they were all working hard for each other. We created we created more chances today than we did against Fulham, in my opinion. And the difference is we took 2 chances last weekend. We just didn't take any today. We got a bit unlucky. That's all.
We're missing Atherton and Lanzini. Yeah, 100%. I know we haven't seen Lanzini this year, but we missed his creativity, and we missed Arnautovic. So if Arnautovic had Hernandez's fluff shot chance, that goes in the back of the net.
I don't know.
That is the argument, I think, to this team playing now. When we win, obviously we're great, but when we're playing teams like this and we lose, we say, you know, we miss the players that haven't played in those games. It's an interesting
I don't
medium.
think we should say that. I've seen Arnautovic miss enough chances today, and yes, Hernandez did that time when he dummied a couple of defenders and he was just a little bit half a second too slow to get his shot off and stuff. But I've seen Arnautovic miss better chances than that as well. Do you know who I think we missed today? Anderson. I'm not knocking Anderson. I don't think we've seen...
The last 4 games, I don't think we saw the creativity and the finishing of Anderson of late, because we put a lot of, you know, almost expectation on Anderson to create and finish now, and I don't think we did see that today.
Just let me finish. I think Anderson's been fantastic the last 4 games. Today, I don't think he had a bad game.
But he was quiet.
I just think he was... he just wasn't the standard he's set for the last 4, and I think we missed that. I think we missed a 10 out of 10.
You can say the bad game. Anderson had a bad game.
I don't think he did.
And I think Antonio had a bad game. And I think Hernandez had a bad game.
Antonio was unlucky.
When you've got 30% of your team having an off game,
you ain't going to win, are you?
You're not going to get any result.
And unfortunately today, that's what happened.
But I think
for me,
that proves that we have played well in the last few weeks, is that you can say that Antonio had a bad game or a good game. It's up to opinion almost, because we expect Antonio at times to be bad, or we expect certain players to not perform well. But to say that they've had a bad game and somebody to say they've had a good game almost shows how well we played the last.
On two occasions, Antonio was half an inch away from scoring, though, and I don't think you can ask more for that. He had a far more impact on the game than certain other players.
I'm being honest with you, he didn't score though, did he?
But would you say he's been better? But would you say he was better than he recently has?
So we would take them chances.
Yeah, but West Ham, not Man City.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying to you is the difference between class and world class.
Yeah, of course there is.
But the difference between Antonio of what he has been, but of what he is.
It's the difference between us taking a point or not taking a point. If we're 1-0 down and Antonio takes some chances,
I'm sorry.
It's a game plan.
A world-class player is not the difference between West Ham getting a point and no points against Watford. That's not that different.
What he's saying is that if we'd have taken our chances, the game would have been different.
I get that, but not to compare. You can't compare him to Aguero. I mean, that's like me saying
but you can compare him 6 yards out in the box.
You someone that can actually put the chances away.
But that's like me saying,
Well, Hernandez, why didn't he take his chances
this afternoon? If he wants to be a forward, which has been played for, he's a forward. What I'm saying to you is,
but Hernandez is supposed to be one of the best in the box.
That's not completely. What I'm saying is, he's been playing up front as a striker. He got Andy Carroll on the bench. He's playing up front with Chicharito. What I'm saying to you is when you get a chance against any team, you got to take it. He didn't take it.
Had that today, but
did he or did he not take chances?
I agree that 100%. But Hernandez had 2 chances today, for which he fluffed his lines and didn't finish.
Hernandez and Tony both missed chances, and that's the reason why we haven't come over in there.
It's true.
That's it. And out of it, for me personally, we'll take them chances. At least one of them chances.
I'm not sure I agree with that, because I've seen him miss chances against Wolves at home. And Ivich had a 1-on-1 and he missed it.
Ben Foster did have a blinder for those saves.
Ben Foster made a save that he shouldn't have made.
No, I'll be honest with you now. Hernandez had a flush shot. I'm telling you now, anyone would get on target. He had a shot.
At this level, you need to
let's rein rein this review in. It's gone a little bit. I think one thing we can say today is we've seen two of the most underrated keepers in the Premier League. I think today we've seen 2 keepers today outside the top 6. They're probably the best outside the top 6. They've both made saves that are worthy of earning their team points. Ben Foster has done that today. Fabianski made a save. I think it was from Decore or Sema. It was one of the two. It was a fantastic save. He shouldn't have saved it, but unfortunately the 10 in front of him didn't do enough to get a point out of the game. Tom, very quickly, we've sort of discussed where it's gone wrong today. We came here hope of being 6 right now, but we're not. 2-0 down. Where's it going wrong, or is it just a case of just a little bit of bad luck and fair play to Watford?
I think it is. Literally, as you said it, I think it's a bit of bad luck. I think it's not, players like Antonio and Hernandez, like Tom said, not taking the chances today. Where we've taken those chances in the last 4 games, we've not today. And I think we've almost become expectant that those chances, had they fallen to Chicharito and Antonio, today, like they had done the last couple of games, that we would converted it. And maybe we got ahead of ourselves a little bit, but that's almost testament to the football that Pellegrini's had this team playing the last few weeks. And it's no discredit to what Watford did today, because they were brilliant in what they did. They obviously had a game plan to combat us, and they did that perfectly, and almost played like, I know they haven't been great away from home this year, but they played like the Watford side that won their first 4 or 5 games of the season.
Well, let's start wrapping this up. Tom, individual performances, you can pick and choose who you want to comment on. You can praise them, criticise them. It's entirely up to you. Pick a couple of players.
Well, I mean, we've all been good to praise Pellegrini like the last sort of few weeks, because he's been superb. Today's had a shocker. Give a penalty away, he went off injured. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. He's had a poor game, and to be honest, the forwards not taking the chances. This is the difference at this sort of level, like between getting the point, not getting the points. Unfortunately, Hernandez and Antonio not taking the chances. Pellegrini is a shocker, but I'd like to give praise for Declan Rice. I thought he'd done well today. I thought he still had a good game. Stonecraft had a good game. But unfortunately there was too many players that were off the mark today.
Bez?
Yeah, I agree with Tom. I think there's too many attacking players that just weren't up to par. I'm not going to sit here and say that they have to be like winning every game, because they're not going to do that, and everyone's entitled to an off game. Declan Rice. I do think Fabianski kept us in the game at certain points of the game when we kind of could have gone level and he kept it at 1-0. So yeah, Declan Rice, Fabianski, but again, I think there's too many attacking players that did have off games today, and if they would have taken some chances, I think it would have been a different game.
Tom?
Completely agree with these two. I think Fabianski made a couple of amazing saves keepers in the game. I think, but by all, I know we've lost today, but once again we've said that Declan Rice has had an amazing game, and I think last week he made that challenge. I can't remember who it was against, but he made that challenge, and it reminded
Crystal
me.
Palace against Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, and he made that challenge that reminded me, and I tweeted it at the time, and people want to give it stick, they want to not accept it or whatever, but it just reminded me of Bobby Moore almost, the way that he made that challenge, and that he made that challenge, and his overall reading the game, and it showed today the way that he did it almost, that in general just how he's been. That is Declan Rice in a nutshell. Bobby Moore-esque, maybe not to the full level, but he certainly shows it. But yeah, today Fabianski and Declan Rice. Anyway, I'm sure we're going to dance in a second.
I think Rice has had a brilliant game. I think Fabianski played it.
Hi-ho, silver lining, everywhere you go, oh baby, I see a sun is shining, and making love, it's obvious.
I think. Do you know something? I don't want to criticise them individually. Our subs did not make a big enough difference today. Pellegrini could roll the dice. He's got 3 subs. One was Balbuena. That's null and void. He's got 2 subs left. Carl and Diangana come on. Now, I'm not criticising them. I just don't think our subs affected the game enough. I think we don't.
Carroll made an effort in the last few.
They've worked hard.
Yeah.
But we don't cross the ball enough when Carroll's on the pitch.
But you know what to do with Carroll.
Look, I have no. I want to see.
Mate, before Carroll come on, we were crossing the ball.
Yeah.
When he comes on,
we don't cross the ball.
The thing is, though, when we hit the post and the bar, they both come from crosses.
Yeah.
Antonio, you get Carroll in there with Antonio, you've got a chance.
But that was what like when we played Crystal Palace. That first half we played against Palace, we crossed the ball so much.
Frustrates me. Carroll's doing the crossing. It just frustrates me so much. And we play our left footer, Dean Ghana in this case, out on the right wing with Carroll in the box. So he goes down, he has to cut back and cross it. Get him on the left wing so he can run down and whip it in for Carroll. And it just frustrates me so much watching it, because look, as much as I want to see pretty football, as much as I want to see attacking football, I have zero issues when we go down second half. I have zero issues putting Carroll in and playing a little bit ugly, getting the ball in the mixer and stuff. I have no problem with that, because you can play the pretty football in the first third, in the second third, but as soon as you get to the final third, let's get the ball in the box, get it in there and see what happens. We were getting success against Watford in the box. Snodgrass, Antonio were having success. Hernandez was getting little bits and pieces. The one player who didn't get anything was Andy Carroll. The one guy that's actually good in the box.
For this sort of game.
It just frustrates me watching it so much. He's having to drop 20 yards off the attacker to come get the ball. I love the way Pellegrini had Hernandez, Carroll and Antonio up front at one point. He went 4-3-3. He went, bugger this, go for it, right?
He did gamble, and you've got to take it off to him.
But then, yeah, that's fine. But his subs are so marmite. I love that. But then he takes off Hernandez and puts on Diangana. I think, well, now what? What are you doing? You've just gone back to what you were originally. You were on 4-4-2. It wasn't working. You went 4-3-3. Fine. 4-3-3 is not working. So what do you do? Go 4-4-2. What makes you think 4-4-2 is all of a sudden going to start working when it's not been working for the first 50 minutes? Now, I'm not criticising Pellegrini. Okay, I'm not. I'm not criticising him because he had to change something. No.
You went 4-3-3 to foot, so you are criticising.
No, because he had to change something. He's got no players on the bench. He's got no other options. We need attacking players. Perez in there. The only criticism is that I would wish he brought on Alexander Silva instead of Diangana and kept 4-3-3.
But I think that's to do with the Balbuena substitution. Had we had that extra sub on the bench...
No, because he didn't have to bring Diangana on. We were not... When we were...
But on form recently, he had to bring down...
When it was 1-0 and we were 4-3-3, we were not under pressure defensively. They were coming at us with attack, of course, but we had them pinned back for a reasonable amount of time. We were just struggling. So we take off our striker.
Not strong enough bench to change the game.
We've just got too much injuries, Tom. We've got too much injuries.
I understand that, but at the moment we've got...
I'm just frustrated. I'll tell you what.
The ungarnished substitution should have been Silva.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. I thought Snodgrass.
What are you going to do?
No, but only because of the bad
Hang on. I thought Snodgrass was fantastic today. He was fantastic. Snodgrass was absolutely brilliant. Anyway, final words, Tom, and your man of the match for West Ham, please.
My man of the match for West Ham has to be Declan Rice, to be honest. I think it'd be a lot more. I think he's a lot more composed. 19, 20 years old. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's either Declan Rice or Fabianski. I'm going to go for Declan Rice.
Bez, final words and your man of the match, please.
You know, Fabianski again. He's just a great goalkeeper. I owe him a little sausage, so I will eat a foot long if he gets Hammer of the Year. So yeah, Fabianski again, great goalkeeping.
Tom, final words and your man of the match, please.
Wouldn't argue against Fabianski, but the modern day Bobby Moore himself, Declan Rice, can't believe he's on £3,000 a week, and I thought he was excellent again, today. Just disappointing game, but it shows because of how passionate we are that all four of us are in disagreement of how we performed today. But yeah.
Do you know something? The fact that we're in disagreement is a good thing, because I think 6 months ago we would have stood here. In all honesty, I don't think we'd have given a shit. If we got beat, we'd have all sat here and went, well, what's different? We've seen the same thing every week. With the same players are getting blamed every week. Today we've got beat and we're all a bit. We accept it. We accept Watford for the better side. We'll get over it and we'll go into the Southampton game. But there's a little bit of us inside, actually. You can almost feel the passions back a little bit. I actually think we've all got... Pellegrini's relighted a fire in us all. Actually, today we're coming out here thinking...
Let's go into the Southampton game quickly. Just quickly. They've won 2 on the bounce now. That ain't going to be an easy game, mate.
No, of course not, but we'll come on to that. But I just think Pellegrini has relighted a passion in the fan base today. He's brought back the mojo that we were missing a little while, and I think that's important. So while we've been semi-critical today, we've all given Watford credit. We've all said, look, our luck ran out today. We had as much opportunities as Watford. The difference is they took ours, we didn't. We hit the crossbar when they scored. That's the only difference. You gave Rice man a match, you gave Rice as well, and Fabianski and Rice. I'm going to give it to Snodgrass. I thought he was brilliant. I thought Snodgrass was really good.
Scott for Scott.
No. Fuck off. If you've watched this channel long enough, you'll know I'm critical of Snodgrass. I thought he gave 110% today. I thought he battled for everything.
Wrong with the camera. I heard somebody say that Snodgrass was man.
Yeah, I honestly
I
thought Snodgrass ran himself into the ground today. And when that kit man picks up all the kits at the end of the night and goes to wash them, Snodgrass will have the most sweat on it. It'll be the dirtiest because he gave.
What are you going to buy Snodgrass?
Freedom!
Are you going to buy him a haggis?
Freedom!
What are you going to buy him? What are you going to buy him? I'm buying Fabianski a sausage. What are you buying Snodgrass?
I am blue.
Haggis and I am blue.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. If you enjoyed this review somehow, drop a like on it and subscribe if you're new. We've got a video going up on Christmas Eve. Saints preview. We've got a video going up on Christmas Day as well. But thank you very much for joining us this year.
Have a good Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!